Hello, my name is Dina Nuriati. I'm the coordinator of Research and International Relation Department in Serikat Buruh Migran Indonesia, or Indonesian Migrants Labor Union, SBMI. SBMI is a trade union with membership and active migrant workers candidate, former migrant workers, and the family of migrant workers. Since it founded 17 years ago in 2003, we keep our commitment to strengthening migrant workers through organizing, to raise awareness and create the network through socialization and community organizing. We did a lot of capacity building program for migrant workers to upgrade the skill and knowledge related to human rights issue, labor issue, gender inequality, etc. And we did a research, media campaign on preventing human trafficking at both land and sea-based working area. We do also the policy advocacy and provide direct or online services such as counseling and assistance, both in litigations or non-litigation process to migrant workers who are a victim of labor rights violation, trafficking, sexual assault, and other violent crimes. We operated national and internationally with 101 branches in Indonesia and 7 branches in country of destination such as Singapore, Malaysia, USA, Saudi Arabia, and also Taiwan and Hong Kong, China. So here we feel honored to be invited in this online regional meeting discussing about trafficking, and we would like to share for the specific case in the trafficking issue, especially at sea. We call it, my presentation here as how SBMI is struggling for a migrant justice at sea. I would like to give an overview regarding about the migrant fishers, that SBMI handling the cases of 338 Indonesian migrant fishing vessel workers among of 2,737 other cases in total in 2015 to 2020. And specific for migrant fishers, there are 100 male workers. From those data, 11% of Indonesian migrant fishers are deaf, with the evidence the experience of abuse, violation, exploitation, and a victim of human trafficking. In 2020, SBMI succeeded to claim and return the workers' right on their redress for about 1,220,630 rupiah, or in US dollar about 81,832,000. And I would like to share the origin place of Indonesian migrant fisher and the mining agency. So here we can see that many migrant workers come from the remote area, far away from home. They are flight to Jakarta and also in central Java and West Java, on several places that there are many manning agency there. And how the complaint come and how the victim know SBMI. So here the complaint come to us for 50%, come directly the victim and family, or in the 20%, we got the referral from referral cases from branches member, and by phone for 10%, and through the social media for 5%, and referral case from other CSO and NGOs for 10%. And 5% SBMI case investigation. We make our own case investigation, or we call it as the picking up the ball. And here the flow chart, how SBMI are handling cases, how we receive the first step, we receive a complaint, and then how our caseworker make a chronology of the cases and make a law analysis, collecting evidence, and then decide to make a letter who the executor, and then make a kind of report. And during that process, we make a data collection, a filing, and escort it. And through the process, whether it will be closing or make an appeal, and we always make a kind of evaluation in the end. Then we stick on for the legal framework on handling cases for Indonesian case, that we have the law number 21 2007 on anti-trafficking, then the law number 6 2012 on the endorsement of International Convention on the protection of the right of all migrant workers and a member of their family. And currently we have the law number 18 2007 on migrant workers protection, in which we have article that is really stipulate how Indonesian government have to protect for migrant workers, especially in the sea-based working area, and how to identify a victim of trafficking. I think that many people know about this. We take a look on the act, and then means and purpose, and then we can define whether this is a human trafficking or not by knowing that how they recruit, and then how they are transferred, how they treat, whether there is the exploitation there is a forced labor happening there. So we are realistic on this, and to make data analysis, we have a certain question points in interview process. We ask about the personal data, name, birth date, address, education, background, and for sure, the most important thing is the chronological cases and the evidence, such how they are recruited, who recruit them, how much money they spend, what the procedure they have to follow, such document arrangement, is there any document falsification there, or any cheated or fraud there, or any we also come further to ask about any pre-departure preparation educations to upgrade their skill. Do they have a basic safety training? Do they have a document such as a placement agreement, Siman book, which is mentioned about wages, right, and obligation, whether they have that evidence. Those will become evident for SBMI to collect. And also we are really concerned how they transfer to working place, and how their experiences on working period, the duration of the work, the treatment based on labor rights standards such as decent wage, right to food, health, and communication, and also rest. And what next after the interview? So our caseworkers and the legal consultant will identify cases and make a law analysis. So SBMI will make a letter to whom has authority to execute, such to Ministry of Manpower, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have a National Agency for Placement and Protection on Migrant Workers, and also police headquarters. So for labor disputes, such working contract violation will recommend to solve by non-litigation process, such through mediation, bipartite or tripartite process. SBMI also provides shelter for the victim waiting during we processing and the cases, and then some of them we refer to hospital or a safe house for cases that need extra treatment, such who injure or has mentally or physical ill. And for high-level cases such as abuse, unpaid, cheated, sexual harassment, SBMI collaborate with the legal pro bono lawyer or legal aid for a further assistance as complaint to court, or for media campaign, etc., working together with other NGO, such with the Greenpeace and with the other legal aid organization, etc. Then, as I told you before, that we SBMI handle 338 cases, and then based from that our case handling, we found that the workers experience for several or many cases, which is sometimes one person, it can be experienced many type of violations. So they are isolated with they face the withholding wages, fraud, and they work in the poor working and living condition, and they experience also the excessive working hours, working for 22 hours, for example, without rest, or it easily them got kicked, beaten, is other violation that they can face every day from their vulnerability that happen from the captain or the right-hand person of the captain. And some of the document of them, I got retention, and many time they got intimidation or threat, and the very important here that they also experience physical and sexual abuse. So that's why it's really important that we have really trained our case workers to interview. This is the male worker that supposed to be handled by case workers, male case workers, for very certain, very specific question to them, which that we can really explore what happening to them. Then here the list of the death of the victim of Indonesian migrant visa in 2015 to now. And we have the database for the crew name, and then for the agency, the status, whether the corpse was transferred to another ship or the corpse was still kept at the vessel, or the corpse has been disposed at the sea. Then we have very strong recommendations during all the process and handling the case, and then we did analysis, and also we come for the action, hold the protest demonstration, that to bring the recommendation that the Indonesian government as the country of origin and all fishing vessel flag country have to ensure the fulfillment of the rights of the migrant fishers by ratify and implement ILO Convention 188 concerning work in fishing. Then we also recommend that Indonesian government immediately issued a government regulation on the protection of Indonesian migrant fishers. The National Police of Republic of Indonesia are serious and have the capacity to follow up on all cases of migrant fishers who are suspected of being a victim of the criminal act of trafficking in person, as well as to investigate the actors suspected of being involved and a part of syndicates in the dirty business of trafficking in person in the fisheries sector residing in Indonesia and abroad. And we also recommend the Indonesian Ministry of Foreign Affairs to take a more firm stance on all fishing vessel flag country that employ Indonesian migrant fishers, including to carry out tracking and data collection of Indonesian migrant fishers and a global inspection of long-distance fishing vessel. And we recommend also Indonesian Parliament immediately streamline and work the work of supervisory team for the protection of Indonesian migrant workers to oversee the implementation of the law number 18/2017 concerning the protection of Indonesian migrant workers. So here I would like to share also how our organization during work for handling a case and documenting the violation happened at the sea, and also how we hold the protest in front of the Indonesian House of Representatives and also Presidential Palace for the urgency protection for Indonesian migrant fisher. Here we go to see how the documentation that we have. This is the remembering of the death of Daroni and the trafficking victim of the fishing vessel being beaten, kicked, and keep struggle to encourage all the migrant fisher country of origin and country employer migrant workers to ratify 188 the convention and also in front of Presidential Palace for the urgency protection for Indonesian migrant workers. So here we also together with other organizations to make more voices, strong voices about the justice for Indonesian migrant fisher. So here, everyone, that to see how lovely the food, the seafood that we have sometime, and then we remind you that enjoy your food, but remember that many workers risk their life to present it on your table. So please join our campaign, End Modern Slavery at Sea, combat human trafficking against migrant fishers. Thank you very much.